Hey there, pet lovers! Are you tired of the same old stressful routine when it comes to your furry friends' vet visits? Well, say goodbye to the old school way of vet care and welcome to Rollin' Vets, Austin's premier full-service mobile vet clinic. Picture this, you're at home working or lounging on the couch, and suddenly the vet shows up right at your doorstep to take care of your furry friend. That's right, Rollin' Vets brings the vet clinic to you, and they're equipped for everything you'll ever need, from wellness exams to surgery. Reach out to Rollin' Vets today at rollinvets.com, there's no G in Rollin', and join the exclusive club of pet owners who know how to roll in style. Hi, my name is Mindy Hofman, and I'm the founder of Women of Austin. Today, we're filming with Vasavi Kumar and Dr. Neeta Bhushan to talk about the power of female friendships. I've had the pleasure of getting to know these incredible women both on the show and in real life. And when I watched Vasavi host Neeta's book launch party, you could feel the love in the room. It was contagious. I'm so glad to have them here together on the show today.
Hi, I'm Dr. Neeta Bhushan, and I'm the author of the best-selling book, That Sucked, Now What? And I'm originally from Chicago, Illinois, and I'm super excited to be on the show today because I think what it means to be women in Austin and to be able to sit down with two women I love and adore and to model that and embody that for other women. I think there's hope for sparking more of that for others in our community.
Hi, my name is Vasavi Kumar. I'm from right here in Austin, Texas. I'm the author of the book, Say It Out Loud, available at vasavikumar.com. What it means for me to be here on the Women of Austin podcast, man, I get to sit down with one of my closest friends, Dr. Neeta Bhushan, be interviewed by Mindy Hofman to share about the power of women supporting other women. I really want our listeners and our viewers to see that friendship can exist, true friendship can exist, and that when women come together and support one another, we all rise. Should we hold hands all the time? No, she doesn't. I'm gonna try reaching for her. She's gonna be like this.
Peeps are gonna think we've got something else going
Dude,
on.
No,
You know,
lesbian. You're not even my type. I don't even like women.
That's going in the episode.
It's been a minute.
you know, with the young generation, it's so fluid these days. I mean,
It could go either way. She's
it
right.
could go either way.
No, she wants me far away. I'm gonna be like this. She's gonna be like, they're gonna be like, are you sure those two are friends? It's fine. I'm used to it. I just keep coming back.
Oh, I love you, Voss.
I know. Hold it.
No.
See, she won't even hold it. Naughty girl. No, I won't even hold my hand. I'm gonna get her to do it. Watch.
Just no over talk.
Yeah.
I just love embarrassing. It's great. I'll stop. Okay.
No, it's fine.
Neeta, Vasavi, thank you so much for being here today. I'm really excited for this conversation. I'm just feel so blessed to know you guys and to have you come back on the show. It's really special to me, so thank you.
Thank you for having us.
So excited to be here.
So I wanted to start with a question. I usually do a warm-up question and ask people something that people would be surprised to know about them. So for you guys, what's something people would be surprised to know about your friendship?
I think that when we first met, it wasn't love at first sight.
I was actually trying to hard sell Neeta into a program that I was supposed to enroll people in, and I was hard selling you.
Yeah, you were. Yeah, it was
This
interesting.
was a long time ago. This is like 9 years ago, okay? Give me some credit. This is 9 years ago. I've learned a lot since then. I was trying to hard sell her. And how did that work out for us?
Yeah, that took some time. But I think that we were both in different stages and eras of our life that I don't think we would have been the friends that we needed for each other. And we've actually spoken about this in the past. Like what you needed at the time for you, I don't think I could be there. I don't think I could have been a good friend for you at that time. And I don't think you could have been a good friend for me at the time of what I was going through. So it was almost like we were like passing ships almost.
Yeah, I mean, she's absolutely right. I was going through a divorce. My divorce was just getting finalized. And so I was not in a headspace to even be a good friend. I was in survival mode. I know for sure I would not have been a good friend to her because I was just, it was all about me, my trauma, my grief. I like jumped into a relationship with someone right after. That relationship was toxic. I became toxic. There's no way I would have been a good friend. Yeah. So I do think everything is timing. We knew each other way back then. And then when you moved to Austin, like 2 years ago, we reconnected.
Which was 6 years or 7 years, I want to say, after we had initially met.
Yeah. And
Oh, wow.
And also we had like not kept in touch. Like we didn't hang out and stuff, but I mean, you had a podcast, you had the Emotional Grit podcast. And even when I've gone back to our like old Facebook messages and we've like chatted, we never had any animosity or anything. We just hadn't had the space and the time to cultivate what we have now.
Yeah, and I think proximity is everything because when, we moved here, you were already here. I was like, "Oh, okay, let's rekindle."
Yeah. And I just want to say this, she pulled me out of my cocoon because when she moved here, she was like, well, like, who do you hang out with? What do you do? And I was just, mopey and in my mopey girl era. And she really helped bring me out of my shell in a way that I'm so grateful that you did because I was definitely hiding. I'd just gone through a lot. And then you really are the reason. And I say that she is the reason why I am so much more connected than I am with community. I feel so much more confident putting myself out there. I always say to everyone needs a Neeta in their life because she has truly called me forward. And she actually taught me that phrase, called me forward. And I always like to say the friend that calls you forward, they're not there to try to make you feel small. They're not there to make you feel crappy about yourself, but they see something in you and they're like, hey, why aren't we seeing more of that? Like, come on out. And so that's really what she's done for me as a friend. Yeah.
Aw,
Yeah.
It's hard to picture you, like, because I only know you like recently, like being like not going out and not being wow.
Yeah.
That just shows how far you've come. That's really inspiring to hear too, because and in the community, like Austin Women cover cover of the Austin Women magazine, like on all these podcasts and out at all the events. Okay.
So go ahead.
Well, I was going to say there was a version of yourself that you were kind of front facing. And then personally, I don't think you were allowing people to really get past a certain layer or level to you. And I think that with a lot of women, sometimes we just don't let them get past like that first layer. Yeah. So we're very cordial and but then we still have our barriers up or our masks up. And I think I just saw that in you. I was like, where do you go and have fun? Like, what is it? She's so fun on social. And I'm like, all right, what's hiding beneath this? Let's pull the covers.
I will say this. I would go to her house and I remember there was this one instance, I was sitting on your couch. I don't know if you remember this. And she came and sat like right next to me. And I was like, whoa. And it had nothing to do with her, but I realized I really did have a wall between me and other people, like even her physical proximity. And now obviously like I love holding her hand, which she obviously hates, but I love getting touchy-feely with her. But that just goes to show like even her sitting next to me, I was like, ooh, that felt so weird to have that much closeness to me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. You definitely had like a 6 foot
definitely
barrier up around
where you end and where I begin.
Wow.
Yeah.
So how did you guys end up getting closer? Like when was it? Did you hang out a few times or was it when you hung out in person that it happened more or?
So I've always been a community gatherer and I'm always one to like, all right, fine. I get a micro rejection here. Hey, you want to go out for coffee? No, I'm busy. Or you want to go and do this thing or we're going to have people over. Cause my husband and I, we tend to have a lot of gatherings cause we love meeting new people and we were just, we had just moved here and creating community was such a big thing for us that I would just say, hey, Vas, you want to come to this? And I think with any new relationship, you're kind of, whether it's a lover or an actual friend, and I think we don't put this much care even in friendships because I think there is a dating period for friendships and a courting period. And we were like courting each other.
We were courting, and I want to be extremely transparent. I know what was going on internally. I didn't think that I don't want to say that I didn't think I was worthy, but I'm going to say that I didn't feel good enough to be seen in front of so many people. I don't know if you I don't know if you knew that, because I was just rebuilding my life internally. It felt like financially, I was rebuilding myself. Self-esteem, I was rebuilding myself. So she met me in the rebuilding phase, but kind of like towards the latter end. Yeah. But so I didn't really feel confident. I mean, to be honest, like, I'm great on camera. That's just something I'm just naturally good being on camera. But yeah, in person, I was a little still reserved because I didn't think I was worthy to hang out with Neeta and the caliber of people that she hung out with. That's the truth. I don't know.
No.
Well,
Wow.
here we are.
Well, here we are.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm so glad that you said that.
I get that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I would say for us, it was definitely, we did a lot of group stuff together, but then her and I developed one-on-one. Like, I'd call her, she'd call me, and we'd just start to get closer and closer. And I remember I didn't want someone that I admired and respected so much. Like, I don't want to say pedestal. That's not what it is. I just really admired and respected her. And I didn't want to share any of my insecurities or vulnerabilities with you, because I had issues around sharing my vulnerabilities and insecurities. Not because she made me feel any sort of way, but by being friends with you and opening up, I was like, man, she just wants to be my friend. She just wants to help me. So the more I opened up to her, it was reciprocal. And then you start to open up with me. And so we have a much deeper friendship than what you may see out there. Like, yeah, we have a great time, but she knows a lot of things about me that nobody knows.
What I loved about you is that because I'm a mama of two, and I was also going through, having so many things and so many projects up in the air, new baby, new business, and then new book and new city and town, where you would just call randomly in the middle of the day. And
I didn't know this. I mean, I know I do this, but I didn't know it's like a thing. No, keep going.
And in the era of like text message era, you literally brought back the 90s and the 2000s way of actually real connecting.
Yeah. Yes.
You brought that back into my life.
I'm so happy.
Where now, and there's some people, there's some people where you're kind of like, oh, I'm not going to call them, they're so busy. And there's some people where you text, you don't even get a text back like weeks later.
Sorry. I literally text her. I'll send her memes. I'll send her text messages, and it's like, I just needed to know that she has them, and I'm thinking about her.
And fine, I am that person that does not return text messages right away.
I don't take it personally.
Guilty. But you were the one that revived this whole era of calling people on the phone, because I'm the one that would actually I will take videos of myself responding to their text messages, and I'll video message back or I'll voice note message back. But you're like, just give it a whirl, give it a call. And so I think that, in this text message era, we can still pick up the phone and actually call people. So thank you for bringing that back into my life.
I would call her. I'm like, okay, she's a mom of two. It's 8:30 in the morning. Let me just call her and see what she's doing. Oh, she didn't pick up. No big deal. Let me just text her. I'm thinking of her. I think it's important. No, I'm being for real, because, the only thing certain in life is that we're no longer going to be here one day. And so for me, if I'm thinking about someone, if you are a thought in my head, or I woke up thinking about you, or I will pick up the phone and call. I'll leave a voice note. I'll say a text, because you never know when something's going to happen. So why would I keep a loving thought in my head? I should tell her. I should pick up the phone and say, hey, I'm thinking of you. And that's why I do that. Because if I'm thinking of you, you should know that I'm thinking of you, because even though you're surrounded by love and you love yourself and all that great stuff, it still feels so good to know, hey, this person's thinking of me. So that for me is, my love language is I don't want anyone to ever feel like an afterthought in my life. And so if I think of you, you're going to know that I'm thinking of you with an 8 a.m. phone call.
Well, and because usually in the text message era, when people actually physically call, it's usually an emergency. Yeah. So in the beginning, I'm like, oh my gosh, is she okay? Is everything okay?
I didn't even know this. This is so funny to me.
That's true, though.
Right? And so I'm like, okay. So you've helped me reframe how I have 5-minute conversations.
I love that.
But I think you also, you brought this back of really being able to acknowledge people just even in the daily. And that's what I love about you and our friendship.
Thank you.
Yeah.
At Amplify, we've eliminated all banking fees, so you can feel free to use your magic tap whenever you want.
Thank you.
No fees equals more good deeds. Amplify.
Since 1997, Dave's Ultimate Automotive has been the go-to automotive repair shop for drivers that want the ultimate experience. Designed to be the alternative to the unsatisfactory dealership visit, Dave's has provided Austinites with honest, high-quality automotive services at a fair price with a focus on customized service experience for each client. You will get your vehicle back running right with the peace of mind that comes with a nationwide 3-year warranty. Visit davesultimateautomotive.com and become a part of the Dave's family today. Women of Austin would like to thank our community sponsors. Joel Richardson and Team, your Austin mortgage lender. Visit myfinanceteam.com. Dave's Ultimate Automotive. Visit davesultimateautomotive.com and become a part of the Dave's family today. Hotworks Austin Lakeline. More workout, less time. At Anderson Mill Road and FM 620. At Hotworks Austin Lakeline. Elite Marquee and Events. LED marquees, rentals, and event planning. At Elite Marquee Austin. Today we're shooting at a bright and airy East Austin property developed by Be Here Now using a build-to-rent strategy to optimize both equity and cash flow. This beautiful space can be rented for overnight stays as well as to host events or retreats. You can learn more about Be Here Now and how to book, host, or attend events highlighting local women-owned businesses at the link in the description.
I just give what I want.
Oh.
I give to others what I want.
You know, I've heard that like a lot everywhere, and every time I hear it, like in different ways, it just makes sense.
Yeah.
But I forget it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just give what you want.
Yeah.
Put out there what you want.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's beautiful. One thing when Vasavi and I first started chatting, we were so excited about like getting to know each other and having her on the show, and it was like 8 a.m. I think too.
Stop.
And she FaceTimed me. We'd never met. We'd only chatted for like 20 minutes. And I'm like, I was like, oh, well, she's going to see the real me. Like, no makeup. No, I was still in my sweatpants. I'm like, hey. And she's like, we're doing this. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, cool. But I love that because I felt so much closer to you. Like,
See,
it was so real.
Breaking down barriers.
Yes.
Well, and I think what I hope, whoever's listening and watching this can actually maybe take the Vas reins and be the Vasavi for their friendships and just FaceTime with reckless abandon.
Yes. I will FaceTime you no matter, like 8 o'clock. I mean, she'll be sitting there feeding her kids. Her daughter will be screaming. I'm like, do you gotta go? She's like, no, it's okay. We're here. We're doing it. We're on FaceTime. It's great. Yeah.
But I think
Beautiful.
to reframe that and put a different layer of, okay, this is what, if we're going to try having these conversations I'm going to try making this friendship work or this courtship work, especially when it's like new, busy women. And we all know we're all busy, but we're actually making the time.
Yeah,
we're making the time in
yes.
those 10-minute rides from Whole Foods to home or wherever.
Yeah.
And I always go, how much time do I have with you? She'll be like 10 minutes. I'm like, all right, let's go. It's important. Like even the other day we went to someone else's book launch party and she's like, why don't you come over and hang out with me and my husband? Her husband, Ajit, is one of the funniest guys I know. I love him very much as well. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to come over. It was just the three of us. We hung out for a few hours and I left feeling so energized because there's just something about the in-person with someone that like, I know her obviously because we hang out in group settings, but then to drop in and be there one-on-one is I've always said to her, I'm like, I don't need a ton of friends. I have you and I have my sister, I have my mom, I have one other really good friend here, Sylvie, and I'm like, I'm good. Like, I don't need tons and tons of close friends, but the ones that I have, I cherish them and I will call them at 8 a.m. I will text them. Like if she texts me, I'm like, what do you need? How can I help you? Let's go. Let's freaking go. Let's go do this.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's how I operate.
I grew up as like a tomboy, like always hanging out with the boys, and then same thing with my ex-husband. We like hung out with his friends, and then once I, left all that, I mean, look at what I literally created. Women of us surrounding myself with women,
Yes.
like it is so powerful. I had no idea, like how amazing our bonds can be.
Yes.
It's just so special. I feel like I missed out on all those years of female friendships. And I mean, I learned how to be tough and stuff, but
Yeah. But it's not too late. I mean, I would say just take it from us. If you connect with someone, make that effort. You know what I mean? It's as simple as, hey, I'm thinking of you, or sending that voice note. I also want to just highlight this. I don't know if you were going to bring it up, but we don't have any jealousy between each other. There's like absolutely, like when she wins, I feel like I win. Like when she got a great endorsement for her book, I was like screaming. I was like, yeah, did you really do that? Like I really got hyped for her. Yeah. And for me, jealousy, I mean, I know it's a normal emotion. It's normal for us to feel jealous of other people. But when you really get to know someone, you see what they've been through, what they've gone through, and you just have a love for them as a human being, then it's like, why would you not want to see them succeed? Why would you not want to help them? So I feel that way. But I mean, I know it is reciprocal, but I think that's something that we should highlight, because that's hard for women, because especially in our society, we are pitted against one another.
Yes. Yeah.
And it's toxic.
Well, I think also if we break down the emotion of jealousy, what it really means is basically, what are we seeing or seeking in the other person that is triggering us to judge or think that we can't have the fancy handbag or the lifestyle or the travel or the partnership, where we are either self-sabotaging ourselves or we're restricting or limiting ourselves. And so I think when we actually ask the question of, ooh, okay, if I'm feeling jealous, like where is that actually coming from, where I'm limiting myself, and what can I do to make those desires known, that I can actually have those things too and be happy for, that one person that's like living her best life and doing those things, but it actually causes, like, what's that, when you're pointing one finger ahead and three fingers pointed back at you, what does it actually say about you? So I think that's another amazing reframe. But you're right. So many of us as women are constantly pitted against each other. And so here's another way to look at what the emotion of jealousy can actually evoke for ourselves too.
That's really powerful. I love that. And especially because we're pitted against each other. I mean, you guys both just had books that came out. Like, and all I've ever seen is like you guys cheering each other on and supporting and cheering.
Hype
like,
girls.
It's so good. Yeah. Yes, you need your hype girl. Get your hype girls.
Yes. Well, I thought I was a hype girl, and then I met
Oh
you,
my gosh,
and then
yeah.
I'm like, oh my gosh, okay, now I know what it feels like to have a hype girl, because I'm constantly cheering on other people and celebrating them through the fullest, and to actually find another person who wants that much happiness and celebrates my success as much as she celebrates hers, and vice versa. I think that's something that, we can all strive for, and we actually can do that now that we have, we are models of it too. I feel like.
Yeah, it's just always like giving what I want. If I want a friend who's supportive, if I want someone who's not going to, talk about me behind my back, if I want someone who, like, I know no matter what she does, I have this type of faith and trust in her. No matter where she is, if someone says something negative about me, let's just say, and how could you? I mean, I'm amazing. But if you do, what's wrong with you? No, I'm just kidding.
Right.
I have enough trust and faith in her that if someone is talking shit about me, or if someone say, I know she's going to have my back. And I hope you know that. Like, if anyone ever says anything about her, which nobody has, but like, I will say how I feel about her to her face, and I'll also say that to other people. Like, I don't ever want there to be a disconnect. Do you know what I mean? So I think it's important that we show the love to our friend to their face, but then also when she's not in the room, I'm still saying those things about her. And that's really important, because how many of us have been backstabbed? How many of us have been betrayed by women? You think somebody's your friend and then they're talking shit about you. And then that really chips away at us. And that's why it's so hard for women to connect with other women.
Yeah, or to trust.
Trust.
Yeah. It's the trust.
Well, we're actually out of time already. I know, but I love that we ended on that. You need to start to try to trust again. Like, I think that's a good message, and I'm so glad that you guys were here, because maybe someone who's watching has been burned, or really needed to hear that. And then just enjoying hearing and seeing this beautiful friendship. Like, it shows. Like,
well, and I think to find a community like what you've created, Mindy, like Women of Austin, everyone is just there to support and champion each other, and that's what I love about what you've created.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And are continuing to create through the book clubs, through the events. And I know that we have mutual friends that are coming on the show, and that's just really what this is about. So anytime you need Powerful Women of Austin, I mean, we got you.
Yes, you
Yeah.
do. And
Yeah.
you have already, like, both of you have been so supportive and, like, you mean it and
Yeah.
you keep proving it. And I just love you guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
If you'd like to connect with Neeta and Vasavi, I've got links for both of the ladies in the description below. Thank you again for joining us today. We'll see you next time. Thanks so much for joining us today on the Women of Austin podcast. A new episode premieres twice a month right here on the Women of Austin channel. Make sure to subscribe and hit that notifications bell so you never miss an episode. Make sure to follow us on Instagram at women_of_Austin. My name is Mindy Hofman. I hope you'll join us for our next episode of the Women of Austin podcast.